You obviously had friends that were DJs and producers, right?
Yeah, yeah. Older friends that were like DJing and throwing parties and, kind of more like housey stuff. And then there was like some dubstep guys.
Hmm.
Um,
Of course. What year was that
and
then?
so that was, I guess, when I started really getting into that. I guess that was 2008, 2007, 2008 was kind of like when that started like actually formulating or like enough for me to like start performing shows of the electronic music that I was making.
Yeah, of course. Do you remember your first track that you made? Is it out in the ethos by chance?
Yeah, I could send it to you. The first track that
Yeah.
well, it's okay. The first track that I like released, I was working on tons of electronic music.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, honestly, like a ton of, a ton of my first tracks were actually pre-DAW, and they were made on this.
Wow.
Very, very simple. So the Doctor sample actually has like a pretty good sequencer in it.
Yeah.
And you can make loop based tracks very simple. Pretty much most of these tracks were like 1 to 2 minute, like really simple beats, very experimental
Yeah.
classical samples with like big drums on it.
Yeah.
Just like whatever I could loop. And
Yeah.
that was kind of like the first, those were like the first tracks. But the first track that I actually ended up releasing to SoundCloud was a track called Sweat by a project that I had with my friend Forrest Stanley.
Mhm.
We had a duo together called Lerv,
Word.
and
That's
it
awesome.
was it was very, very, very blog house.
Hmm.
We had just learned about sidechain compression.
I remember that too.
But yeah, so we popped out like a little banger, and then various other projects between that and then leading up to Mannix in 2010 was when Chris and I started working on that.
Yeah, of course. Amazing. Well, it sounds like at first, certainly, I mean, you were hooked just because you could have so much fun with creating sounds.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm still to this day, like, still so hooked. I try to make it a point to, like, work on music at least almost every day, just since primarily, a lot of times, like, when I've been sitting at the computer, I'm, like, working on graphic design nearly every day,
Yeah.
whether it's for freelance clients, other musicians, merch, or just things for Pop Gang, Cyber Rodeo, or Mannix. But I always have, Ableton's always open in the background so I can distract myself and,
Yeah.
get back to work. But
Wow.
yeah, no, absolutely infatuated with it. Can't stop.